Good day, classmates. I'm Carla, and I'm going to report about Agriculture and Fisheries Modernization Act, or AFMA. Republic Act 8435, or the Agriculture and Fisheries Modernization Act of 1997, simply known as AFMA, was enacted on the 22nd of December 1997. It is a policy instrument defining measures to modernize Philippine agriculture for the country to compete in the global market. The underlying principle behind this policy is to improve the living conditions of farmers and fisherfolks and increase productivity amidst the growing needs of the markets, local and abroad. Most of the people depending on agriculture have small land holdings or are landless, making a living out of agriculture alone very difficult. Their attention had been narrowly focused on primary production. However, even with high farm productivity, incomes can remain low without the complementary supporting economic activities beyond the farm. Modernizing agriculture is the way by which they can realize better income. In general, AFMA aims to transform the agriculture and fishery sectors to technology-based, advanced, competitive industry. Also, to ensure that the small farmers and fisher folks have equal access to assets, resources, and services. Also, to guarantee food security and encourage farmer and fisher folk groups to bond together for more bargaining power. Also to strengthen people's organizations, cooperatives, and non-government organizations by enhancing their participation in decision making. Also to pursue an aggressive market-driven approach to make the products more competitive in the market. Also to stimulate further processing of agricultural products and make it more marketable, and implement policies that will invite more investors to establish business in the country. So there are 6 provisions. The law has broad-based provisions covering first, production and marketing support services, also human resource development, research development and extension. Fourth is rural non-farm employment. Fifth is trade and fiscal incentives. Lastly, general provisions. First, let me talk about human resource development. The law provides identification of a strategic agricultural and fisheries development zones, or SAFDZ, within the network of protected areas for agriculture and agro-industrial development to ensure that lands are efficiently and sustainably utilized for food and non-food production and agro-industrialization. Also, is the formulation and implementation of a medium and long-term comprehensive agriculture and fisheries modernization plan. And access to credit by small farmers, fisher folks, particularly the women involved in the production, processing, and trading of agriculture and fisheries products, and the small and medium-scale enterprises, or SMEs, and industries engaged in agriculture and fisheries. It also provides for the development of irrigation systems that are effective, affordable, appropriate, and efficient, development of market information system through the establishment of a national information network designed to benefit the farmers and fisher folks, cooperatives, traders, processors, and local government units, and development and use of product standards to ensure consumer safety and promote the competitiveness of agriculture fisheries products. Lastly, to develop rural infrastructure like farm-to-market roads, fish ports, seaports, and airports, rural energy, water supply system, post-harvest facilities, cooperatives, traders, processors, and water supply system, agriculture machinery, and communication infrastructure shall be addressed. Now let's go to human resource development. It's another provision. So AFMA provides for establishment of a National Agriculture and Fisheries Education System, or NAFIS, to upgrade the quality and ensure the sustainability and promote global competitiveness at all levels of agriculture and fisheries education. This includes education program for elementary and secondary levels, post secondary education program for agriculture and fisheries, establishment of network of national centers of excellence in agriculture and fisheries education, formulation and implementation of national integrated human resource in agriculture and fisheries education, or in agriculture, human resource plan in agriculture and fisheries. So this shall serve as an instrument that will provide overall direction in setting priorities in curricular programs, enrollment, performance targets, and investment programs. Also, a continuing education or continuing agriculture and fisheries education program shall be developed to address the current education and training requirements of teachers, professors, and educators in agriculture and fisheries. Also, Agriculture and Fisheries Board, which manages the board exam for agriculture and fisheries, and provision of scholarships and merit programs for programs that are related to agriculture and fisheries, and also extension services provided by the local government units through the Office of Municipal Agriculturists. So now let's go to research and development. This provides for consolidation of the national research and development system in agriculture and fisheries by concerned agencies, notably the Department of Agriculture and the Department of Science and Technology. Agriculture and fisheries research and development activities shall be multidisciplinary and shall involve farmers, fisherfolks, and their organizations, and those engaged in food and non-food production and processing, including the private and public sectors. So the budget for agriculture and fisheries research and development shall be at least 1% of the gross value added or GVA. So at least 20% shall be spent in support of basic research, and not more than 80% shall be used for applied research, and 10% of that shall be used for technology packaging and transfer. Okay. And now let's go to rural non-farm employment. So to rapidly shift towards industrialization, the Basic Needs Program is to be instituted with the following components: education and training, rural industrialization and industry dispersal, financing, health and nutrition, basic infrastructure, and food security. This program intends to meet the basic needs of rural households and assist workers, subsistence farmers, and fisher folks in adjusting from an agrarian to industrial economy. So, the budget for so to complement the basic needs program, the rural industrialization and industry program shall be implemented. So under this program, the Board of Investments, or BOI, is mandated to grant highest priority on fiscal incentives to business and industries linked to agriculture. Government agencies shall provide integrated services to prospective enterprises in the formulation of investment priorities in rural areas. Participating agencies may avail of free training, technical and advisory services from any government agencies, for example, the Agricultural Training Institute. Okay. Sorry. So for the general provision, AFMA has an appropriation of 20 billion on its first year of implementation in 1999, and a continuing appropriation of 17 billion annually in the next 6 years. I will be talking about the budget distribution later in the next slide, but to ensure that all projects programs and activities under AFMA are implemented, a Congressional Oversight Committee on Agriculture and Fisheries Modernization is to be created. The bu- the budget shall be disbursed as follows. So 30% of the budget shall be allotted to irrigation, 10% to post-harvest facilities, 10% to agro-industry modernization, credit and financing, 10% to other infrastructures, 10% to research and development, 8% to marketing assistance, 6% to salary supplement of extension workers and extension services, 5% on capacity building, 5% on National Agriculture and Fisheries Education System, 4% on National Information Network, 1.75% on rural non-farm employment training, and 0.25% on identification of SAFDZ. Okay, so for violations or critics, there was a Senate news or Senate press release in 2007 in December, which says Angara pushes for independent study of AFMA. So Senator Angara was the author of AFMA. However, he said that the AFMA fund should be an increment to the budget of the Department of Agriculture, and instead, there have been allegations that part of DA's regular fund and some of the loans being given out by Land Bank had been attributed to AFMA. Also, he said that so they should put an impact monitoring and assessment mechanism to evaluate the program. And also, they need an independent study to clarify the allegations that the AFMA budget seem big, but so the fund is not available to agriculture sector. So if that is really taking place, then it's a violation of AFMA. Okay, so you can read about this news. I will be incorporating the link on my the copy of this presentation. So as a conclusion, AFMA laid down several reforms aimed at improving the agriculture and fisheries sector. It created a collective approach that induces a variety of programs, services, and activities to be carried out by a diverse set of implementing agencies and organizations, both from the public and private sectors, to enhance competitiveness of Philippine agriculture and fisheries. So, being the government's centerpiece program in promoting growth and eliminating poverty in rural sector, proper coordination across various levels and funding support shall be critical to achieve the glorious future for agriculture.